Hey y'all, hey. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, I'm Tasha Marie TMR, and thank you so much for watching. Today, you guys, we are going to be fixing pork shoulder butt, okay? That's what we're going to be fixing today for Sunday dinner. Now, I have said this before in my video. Y'all, we don't eat a lot of pork in here. So actually, this pork butt, like this is probably the first piece of pork we didn't eat in about 2 months. Maybe even a little longer. We eat more turkey, chicken, beef, but I had this pork shoulder roast and it's been in the freezer for a while, so I wanted to, you know, get it cooked up and stuff. So I'm going to take you guys along for that cook with me, okay? So first and foremost, everybody knows, or if you don't know, you should know, you got to wash your meat, okay? So I'm going to open this up. And open it up into the sink, pour it into the sink. And we're going to rinse this meat off. Okay? And you guys probably can't see me rinsing it off because the way the camera's angled. But I'm pretty sure y'all can hear the water. Okay? And we just wash the meat off. Alright? So then once I finish washing the meat off, I get a bowl. I have a cabinet down here at the bottom, you guys. I always rinse my dishes out. Even though I wash my dishes, but because they're stored up, you don't know what's crawling around. Not saying nothing is, but you never know. So just make it a habit of washing your dishes out. And then I take my pork roast and I put it in my bowl, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to season it. And I want to get a better angle so you guys can see this. I broke my tripod the other day, so I'm kind of having to jimmy rig this camera up here. Trying to think, you guys, because I want y'all to see me seasoning this meat. I'll figure out something, okay? So, alright, so we put the pork roast into the bowl, okay? Like that. And then we rinsed it off, we put it in the bowl, and then we're going to start seasoning. And like I told you guys in my other cook with me videos, I love accent. So I first start with my accent and put that on, right? And what I do is I season the top of the meat, and then I flip it over and I'll season the bottom of the meat, okay? Then we got some pepper. Okay. Oh, yeah, I am crazy. I thought this was paper. This is basil. Oh my God. That's what I get. Well, we got basil on the pork now. That's what I get for not paying attention. But this is pepper. Okay. So we put a little pepper on there. I can't believe I did that. Alright. And then Zatarain's Creole seasoning. If y'all have never tried this Zatarain's Creole seasoning, like, baby, y'all need to go get you some. Because this stuff is the truth. Okay? I love the flavor in it. So we put a little of that on there. Okay. And then I take minced garlic and I take some of that out and I rub it and what I do with my meat, y'all, once I season it, I rubs the seasoning into the meat. Right? Because just shaking it on there, that's all you're doing is shaking it on there. But you want to rub it So you want to rub them seasonings in, okay? And that's what I do. Rub them seasonings in. And then I flip it over. Wash my hands. I flip it over and basically just season the bottom, okay? Because them seasonings, once you sit it down, you know, you put water in your pan, and once you sit it down in there, the seasonings from the bottom is, of course, it's gonna soak into the water. The reason why I rub my seasoning in my meat, especially when I'm doing roast, is because when you put the water in the bottom of the pan, of course, the top of it is not getting any of the water that's going to generate into that the seasonings that's going to generate into that water. So that's why I tend to rub in my seasonings on the top. When I put my seasonings on the bottom, I don't rub it in. All right. And I got black pepper again this time. Okay. And my Creole seasoning. Okay. Then we flip it over. And that's how that meat looks, seasoned, okay? With that minced garlic on there. Baby. So, then the next thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to get the pan that I'm going to bake the roast in. I put my roast in the oven. I bake it on 400 degrees. And I put enough water in there, you guys. If y'all can see that. Let me get pick my camera up. I put enough water in the bottom of the pan, just like just the shallow of the pan. That's how much water I put in there, okay? And then I'm gonna cut my onion. I cut my onion into my water. And then I want to show you guys something. I'm gonna move this. Right. Shoot. You guys, my kitchen is really small and it's just so hard for me to cook in it. And I cannot wait until I move. Because I like to cook, but I gotta have the space to do it. I'm looking for my knife. Alright. Move my pan over here for a minute. So I already have my, I've had my oven on for about 30 minutes. Preheating it to at 400. So, do y'all see this onion? Y'all see how big this onion is? I got this onion from Sam's Club. I was like, oh my God. So, of course, I'm only going to use half this onion. And then the other half of it, I'm going to put in a plastic bag for another meal. I'm just cleaning my cutting board off. Alright. And then you take the skin off the onion. I cut my onion in half. And when I'm cutting the onion in for my water, y'all, I don't get real fancy with the cut. I just cut it in there because I'm just using the onion for seasoning. So I pretty much cut it up in big chunks, and I'll show you guys in just a minute how that's gonna look. And I've told you guys before in my videos, I love onion to season with. Onion gives your food just a whole lot of flavor. And if you are not an onion person, because a lot of people don't like onion, then you can take the minced garlic. If you're more of a garlic person, You could take the minced garlic and put that in your water for your seasoning to help with the other seasonings of your meat. Just really prefers your preference. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys this. So that's just how I cut the onion up. I don't have no particular... You guys, I'm back. I'm sorry, my phone failed. I had some technical difficulties. So what I end up doing is going to get my son so he can hold this camera for me, okay? Alright, you guys. So we seasoned the meat. We cut the onion up in the water. So now we got one more thing to do before we put it in the oven, okay? I take a little chicken base and put it in my water, okay? Like I told y'all before, I'm all about flavor. And the one thing you don't want to do, and what I do is I just take like a little teaspoon. And I put that on in my water. Come on. And I just stir it up in my water, okay? Alright. Alright. And then the next thing I do is, of course, I go ahead and take my meat and put it, bring it down some, put it in the pot with the water, okay? Alright. And then the next thing I do, you guys, before I put it into the oven, I take my knife and, your hands in the way, baby. I take my knife, bring it down some. I'm sorry, you guys, he's new at this. I take my knife and I slice into the meat. Put some slits into the meat. And the reason why I do that is halfway through the cooking of the roast, I take the juices from the roast and I put it inside the slits, so that the inside of the meat can get its juices and its flavor. Okay, and makes it more tender when you do that too. Okay, because the last thing you want is a rough, tough piece of meat. Okay, so as you guys can see, you can come in closer, baby. I just cut those slits into the meat. And I do like depending on the size of the meat, I do maybe like 4 little slits, you know. And I'll show you that process too, okay? Alright. So we gotta wash our hands. And I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all hear me sniffing in this video, my allergies is getting started. As y'all know, it's springtime, allergies is getting started. Rinse my lid off. And then I place my lid on there. Of course, you put the lid on because you want your roast to steam cook too. So I put the lid on there so to keep that steam, that heat up in there. Come over here, baby. And then we just put that right on in. And we let that cook. And I let that cook for about hour and a half. Yeah, about hour and a half or whatever. About an hour and a half. And then that's when I'll go back in. And I'll show you guys that too. I'll take the seasoning from the water. And I'll pour it in those slits of the meat. Okay? And I'll show you guys that when we'll be right back. Okay? So let me show you what we got so far. It's been in the oven for an hour and a half. And this is what we got so far, okay? And as you can see, we got the slits here, okay? That I cut in there. So let me show you what I'm getting ready to do. So, it's still not tender enough, okay? We got the slits and then we got our juices in here. So what I'm going to do is, I got a ladle. had a ladle that I use. And I just take my ladle and I pour it into them slits that I cut into the meat, okay? And I'm going to have to transfer this pot roast because I got to add my vegetables. Okay. I add my vegetables, so I got to transfer this meat into this pot. This pot right here, okay? So I'm going to do that now. I got some tongs that I'm going to use to pick this meat up. Might not need this one, I'll probably just need this one. Oh. Okay. Okay. We gonna get it. Alright, there we go. And then I'm just gonna take just a little of that juice and pour it in there because I'm gonna save this juice because I gotta make my gravy. And then I have my potatoes that I cut up. I've already washed them off and everything. So I'm going to go ahead, throw those on in there. Putting some on both sides. That's why I had to change pots because I realized that that pot wasn't going to be big enough. Put my potatoes in there. And then I'm also going to have to put my vegetables, put my potatoes in. I'm also going to have to put my vegetables in there. So I got to also make my gravy. But let me get my vegetables really quick out. And I'm just going to put corn and green beans and another bag of corn. Okay. So when I lift that meat up, you guys, and it kind of fell back, like that happens when you're cooking. You will have some accidents. Part of being a cook. Put these in here real quick. And then I am going to have to add a little more water because I'm doing the vegetables. I like my meat to cook a little bit before I put my vegetables in because, as you know, the vegetables doesn't take as long as the meat. Okay. Throw that bag over there and then I'm going to throw that in the garbage. Throw those bags in the garbage. No, I get it. I'm just leaving it there. Yeah, I definitely had to change pots. I haven't made pot roast in a while, you guys, so kind of forgot how much room I actually needed. Okay. So, alright. So, alright, so now I need to make my gravy. So, normally I make gravy from scratch, I should say. But today, we about to use McCormick. So, we're going to use McCormick. And we're going to use the juices from the meat to mix in with the gravy. And then we're just going to pour that over into the meat and let it finish cooking, okay? So, that's what we're getting ready to do right now. So, I'm going to show you guys this really quick. So, yesterday, I was at Walmart. And I found this 8-piece bowl set. Yeah, it was on clearance. It was on clearance for $5. Can you believe it? Like, I don't remember what the original price was. I really didn't care because when I seen $5, I was like, baby, I had to have that. So, this is what I'm going to use to mix my gravy in. It's probably a very simpler way to open this box. Oh, I see what's going on. Get my knife. It's so hard to get this up out of here. Jeez. Oh my God, y'all. You see how they got it packed up in here? My God. Maybe that's why it was $5, because they knew it was going to take you forever to get it up out of there. And if anything, anybody know anything about Pyrex, like Pyrex are one of the best in cookware. So when I seen these for $5, I had to jump all over it. Because that is a good deal. Y'all see that? So basically it's 4 different sizes. This is the 3rd size. It's a little small one. And then the real big one. So, right there. So 8 pieces. And then the lids to fit each side. So I just need probably this size. This is the size I'm gonna need. Okay? Alright. So rinse that out real quick. And we're gonna go ahead and take, and I pour it all in there. The onions, all of it. I pour it all on in there. Once I finish this here, I'm gonna have to clean the stove off because I spilled a lot of that juice in there. And then, like I said, you guys, I don't use a measuring cup. I just eyeball it. And I'm going to put a little more water in here. I wanted to cover everything in the pot. The vegetables, the meat, everything. And then what I'm going to do is, you guys, I'm looking for my, I'm just going to have to use this one because I can't find it. And I just stir that up. I was looking for my beater, but I can't find it right now, so. And we're just going to stir that up. And we're going to take it and just pour it over the meat and the vegetables. Alright? Making sure we're getting in those slits that I cut into the meat. Pour it over the vegetables. And we got a little more in the bottom. So I just take water. Stir that back up. Now, because we have vegetables, potatoes in here, we're going to have to put just a little bit more water in there to mix with the gravy. Because even though the water is floating to the top, it's really not that much in there. The vegetables and meat and stuff is pushing it up. Okay. And then we take our lid. So let me let y'all see this real quick. Come on right over here. And so that's how they look. The potatoes are at the bottom. The green beans and corn. Corn on this side. The meat in the middle. I stirred up the gravy. Poured it into the slits and over the meat. Okay. Put my lid back on it. Put it back in the oven on 400 and let it cook for about another hour or so. Okay. And that's pretty much it, you guys. And when we come back again, I'll be showing you guys the finished product. So, and I'm just going to cut into it so I can show you guys how tender it is. See how that meat? And then those juices, y'all, I'm just going to leave that in there. What I'm going to do is take my ladle and just pour it over there some more. And the potatoes are cooked. They're down right there. So they're cooked. And then I'm going to I'm making some macaroni and cheese. And then I was going to do cornbread, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that right now. So I'm just going to throw some biscuits in the oven. And we're going to have some biscuits with it, okay? So I just wanted to show you guys the finished product. Alright. See you guys in the next video.